Sometimes this world we all live in can be pretty weird, right? I mean, just look around the internet on any random day and you could come across some pretty unique stuff. And for whatever reason, some of the strangest stories and occurrences happen just in the most random places. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Supreme. I'm your host, Matty Wills, and today we'll be exploring the strangest corners of the world with today's title, The Creepiest Discoveries People Found Under Bridges. Want to become part of the Supreme team? Make sure to subscribe down below with notifications on so you don't miss anything we post each day. Let's get rolling. The hiding crocodile. So we'll kick things off right here where we find ourselves overseas in a small town where a large crowd of people have gathered over a bridge. At first, I wasn't able to find out why these people were just standing around here in the area, but it didn't take long to find out that they were actually looking at something that was stuck in the water underneath the bridge. It turns out that the brave men and women in this clip were trying to remove a large crocodile that was discovered by one of the citizens. Obviously, you don't want to have a meat animal eating of this magnitude so close to all of the area, so the people banded together with some rope in hopes of relocating the reptilian beast. Unfortunately, however, the rope broke, and the crocodile was able to swim away without being captured or harmed. But I've got to ask, is that the biggest piece of string they could come up with? I mean, we are talking about dealing with an animal that's been around since the freaking dinosaurs have walked the earth. So you would think that they'd have gotten a better process than that. Either way, at least nobody got hurt. The Golden Gate Reaper. We'll go from something that was caught under a bridge to one that was recently captured over it, though the latter may be the result of some pretty cool computer animation. But before we move on, I've got to pause for a moment and give a little love to one of our most recent viewers. Today's special recognition goes to none other than Ricky Pagardo, who just a few days ago, after Ricky watched one of our most recent episodes, they left a comment saying, #Supreme Family, I love your vids. It makes my day. Hey, Ricky, you leaving that comment just made my day. Thanks so much. And guess what? We've got more brand new episodes on the way, so just make sure you keep on checking us out. Now, this next clip was definitely something that was concocted by a computer animator that has some pretty sick skills. But I just had to show it to you because it went viral in a matter of minutes when it was originally posted online. And it technically happens over a bridge and not beneath it, so forgive me for that. But check this out. This Grim Reaper towering over the San Francisco Bridge was created by Justin LeDuc, who garnered millions of views over several platforms for the short video. I mean, it does look pretty realistic, doesn't it? All the way down to the raindrops on the lens. This is epic. I'm not sure if it happened for him, but he definitely should have earned himself more work with this realistic rendition. Weird light on bridge. Up next, we've got a very strange event that recently occurred out on a freeway called I-74. A local news team is checking out a time-lapse video that they ran as part of a segment about traffic and weather during their program. What one of the anchors points out, however, is very peculiar. Check it out. There, on the bottom left side of the screen, you can see some sort of strange light floating down the road. Do you see it? What do you think that could be? Of course the news team was stumped, and well, quite frankly, so am I. If this news broadcast is local in your neck of the woods, and you perhaps know the follow-up, don't hesitate to let us know. Another mystery animal. From one strange and unidentified creature to another. This time around, though, the animal is seen while it's still alive and crawling beneath a bridge that's pretty high up in the sky. Check it out. We find ourselves underneath the pedestrian bridge in Kyiv, which is over in the Ukraine. What in the world is that? I mean, there are several animals that could crawl around like that, I suppose, but it's when you zoom in on the footage that you really start to question whether or not this is an animal that we all know exists, or is this something else? Now, in a hilarious comment that went under the original video, someone claimed that this creature is just some naked dude that's crawling around, but I have a really hard time believing that to be the case. But what do you think? Mysterious trolls. Now, I've said it before, and right now I find myself saying it again. This world is a crazy place. Am I right? Well, if you don't agree, check out this next clip that originally hit the internet just a few months ago. So while some tourists were out doing some kayaking over in Thailand, a very strange sighting occurred. Check it out. These bizarre, small, Ewok-looking creatures could be seen playing music beneath a bridge of one of the islands. What in the world is going on here? It looks like a scene fresh out of one of those Star Wars movies. But no, seriously, it turns out that these weren't Star Wars creatures after all, and for some strange reason, a couple of dudes decided to get dressed up in these fancy outfits just to make this viral moment. The real funny thing, however, is the people on the scene that day had no idea what was happening. They didn't realize that this was just a prank, so they were honestly believing that these things just appeared out of nowhere. Now, how crazy is that? The Crab Bridge. Moving on. Up next, we've got something that may be found beneath the bridge. But these guys are also definitely walking over the bridge because, well, that's why it's there. I'm talking about a bridge on Christmas Island out in Australia that was built by rangers to redirect thousands, if not millions, of crabs who make their way to the ocean in order to breed. The journey is a bit treacherous, but officials built the bridge and others like it in order to assist the little guys in getting from point A to point B with as little difficulty as possible. Now, how cool is that? Not only did they have bridges, but underground tunnels were also put together as well. Now, I think this is cool because throughout our history on this planet, we've essentially just continued to strip away from a bunch of different animals' natural habitats. It's nice to see some of us humans actually doing work in order to restore some of that natural order. Scariest bridge in America. Okay, let's keep it moving. Up next, we've got what some people are saying could be the absolute scariest bridge in all of America. And trust me, this thing is much scarier in person than it is on the screen. But we're talking about the Chesapeake Bay Bridge over in Maryland, and it measures over 4 miles long. Check it out. The bridge reaches nearly 200 feet high in certain areas, and it travels over nothing but water. Are you willing to ride a bridge for nearly 4.5 miles? There are some people who absolutely refuse to drive on it at all, which is understandable, especially if you've ever had a panic attack while driving. You know that that is absolutely nothing to play with. So, what do you think? Would you be brave enough to face this challenge? Or do you think you'd just let the Uber driver handle it while you ride along in the back seat with your eyes closed? Near fatal mistake. Now, there isn't a whole lot of extra details about this next clip, but it's certainly one of the scariest things I've ever seen. So the footage opens up high over the ground, as there's a makeshift bridge that has some missing pieces from its walkway over the city. The footage comes from China, though we aren't exactly sure where in China we're located, but there's a rope attached to a hook that's supposed to be fastened to the back of the belt of whoever's about to cross this platform. Because just in case there was a misstep, the rope would hold the person up from falling all the way down to the ground. Well, check out what happens with this dude. Once he arrives to the opposite side, he quickly realizes that he was never officially fastened with the hook. That means had he slipped or even had a strong gust of wind come in, well, he definitely would have been in some major trouble. How does something like this happen? And thankfully, we didn't have to see what happened if he fell. Do you want to get a shout out in one of our daily videos? Well, don't forget to drop a comment down below with the hashtag #SupremeFamily. Tomorrow could be your day. Now, let's get back to the topic. Wildlife crossings. So earlier we talked about a special passageway that was set up for some crabs that wanted to get their procreation on, which allowed them to reach the ocean safely without having to worry about getting smashed by driving cars. Well, there are other wildlife passages that have been set up around the world as well, all in hopes of helping out the wildlife. Like this underpass that was set up a few years ago in Montana that shows here a moose family using the passageway to safely get their family underneath a high-speed roadway. Pretty cool, right? China's glass bridge. So we'll end things today with a funny clip that, again, comes from China on a bridge that has spawned countless hilarious social media videos. There's an infamous glass bridge that's 1,400 feet long and nearly 1,000 feet up in the air. As a matter of fact, it's the tallest and longest glass bridge in the world. The bridge is so popular that the government has considered banning things like selfie sticks in fear that someone will fall over the side of this thing trying to get the perfect shot. Anyway, check out these videos of people attempting to cross the bridge, but end up getting a little scared by just how far down the ground actually looks. Ha! Now, I know it's not polite to laugh at people, but all I can think is that, hey, you came all the way up here to cross the bridge. What are you afraid of now? Not only that, but as you can see, some of these people are really acting like some babies. Now wait, before we finish up, did you forget to drop your comments down in the comment section? What? You did? Then go ahead and talk to us right now. We love hearing from you. Plus, it helps us to figure out what stories we should keep and then which ones we should stay away from. So don't hesitate. Don't even think about it. Just go comment right now. And that's today's video. If you like today's video, leave a thumbs up and share it with all your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you never have to miss out on any of our interesting videos ever again.